Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I want to do a quick review on the first 3 episodes that just dropped yesterday on Hulu, titled Pam and Tommy. A story about Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee, two famous celebrities, one who is most notably known for Baywatch, and the other one who was the drummer for Motley Crue. The big names in this show are Seth Rogen, Sebastian Stan, and Lily James. Lily James plays Pamela Anderson. Sebastian Stan plays Tommy Lee, obviously. And before we go into it, please make sure you like this video if you guys end up enjoying it. Please make sure to subscribe if you're new. But let's take a look at the first 3 episodes of Pam and Tommy. This will be a spoiler-free review. So this show first popped on my radar when the pictures came out about what Sebastian Stan and Lily James would actually look like as these characters. And it was just so impressive how they transformed these actors into, these real-life celebrities. Lily James looks almost unrecognizable as herself. She embodies Pamela Anderson a lot in this show. She has the voice right down pat. She looks like her in a lot of ways. Sebastian Stan also plays Tommy Lee really well as well. I didn't grow up with Baywatch, I didn't grow up with Motley Crue, but they are one of my favorite rock bands just from listening to their past music. And so I don't really know how these characters actually acted, or if they, actually do a good representation of these celebrities. I've only seen, interviews of Pamela Anderson, Tommy Lee. You hear his music, but you don't really see him or get to know what his personality is actually like. Only if you've seen the actual sex tape, or if you know of their other works, can you get a real sense if these actors actually do a good job. So I personally can't really say if they embody these characters that well, but from what I've seen, I think they're doing a great job. And I have to say, the first 3 episodes of the show, it's just a lot of fun. It's funny, it's comical, it has this Boogie Nights sort of feel to it. The story is sort of about 3 things right now. Seth Rogen is the character who will eventually get the sex tape and leak it out, right? So that's what his character is. Obviously, the show will focus on Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. A lot of it in the beginning is seeing how they actually met, which is a really fun episode. In episode 2, we get the whole story about how they met, how they sort of fell in love in a way and became in a part of a relationship. And so obviously a show that focuses on a sex tape and sort of this porn industry sort of thing with Seth Rogen. He's trying to sell the tape out. It does have this Boogie Nights fun little vibe to it, and I love that movie. So to see that vibe in this show is sort of perfect in a lot of ways. And I will throw in that this is another show you don't want to watch with your kids around or your parents. It is raunchy, obviously. I mean, it's about a sex tape. That's going to have this raunchy vibe to it. Lily James has her fake tits all over the place. There's a scene where Tommy Lee talks to his penis, and his penis talks back to him. Sort of have this big mouth sort of comedy to it. And the first episode is very Seth Rogen focused. That was sort of my main problems with the first episode, was that I wanted to see more Pamela Anderson. I wanted to see more Tommy Lee. We got to see more of Tommy Lee's personality, how he treats Seth Rogen's character. Seth Rogen's sort of this just a mover, and it's interesting to see how he will eventually get in possession of these tapes. But that first episode, I was I want to see more Lily James as Pamela Anderson, because we don't get enough of that in the first episode. But thankfully, the whole second episode is pretty much just about her and Tommy Lee, and like I said, how they met. And that was personally my favorite episode, is episode 2. It's the most fun, it's most entertaining. It's sort of nice seeing, how they actually met. The lengths that Tommy Lee goes to just to meet Pamela and get to know her better. This is where I first noticed that Lily James is doing a great job with Pamela Anderson. She does a better job at her character than Sebastian Stan does. Sebastian Stan is so much fun. He has a lot of good scenes. But Pamela Anderson, we get to see there's a lot more to her than just a pretty face. There's more depth to her. She wants something more. She wants to be a better actor than just being the girl that, has big tits on Baywatch, And that's kind of what she was known for a lot of her career, and still to this day. To see her personality and wanting to break away from that, it's kind of compelling too. And then episode 3 is really interesting as well. It's not as fun as episode 2. It's another more Seth Rogen focused episode. But I love how this show plays in the idea of the sex tape, and how in the 90s, it was still such a new concept, a celebrity sex tape. They didn't the web, the World Wide Web, the internet was just starting to form. This tape, they wanted to make it a VHS tape, and they would sell it, but there's a lot of things going on there. So once they figure out the idea of oh, the World Wide Web is out there, it's just very interesting to see the phenomenon of the celebrity sex tape, and how popular it will eventually get, that we'll see in the show. And I love how episode 3 sort of ends on this ominous tone. I think the show is going to get a little bit more serious and darker in a lot of ways. The first 3 is fun. We get to see Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson, how they meet. But once we get to see when the sex tape gets leaked, how they react to that, how their life maybe changes, how Seth Rogen's life changes, his character. And I think that's going to be, maybe the meat of this show, and how interesting it is it's like the real life consequences of this tape being revealed. So my overall rating for the first 3 episodes is a 3.7 out of 5. It's nothing crazy good. It's not like something that you're glued to the screen, but it doesn't need to be. It's fun. It's entertaining. Like I said, the second episode was my favorite. And if you're really interested in this story and you know these characters and these celebrities, then you might like it even more than I did. But I'm excited for next episode. I think there are better episodes ahead. So if you guys plan on checking it out, let me know down below. If you guys have already seen it, let me know what you thought of it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like it, please subscribe. Hope you all have a great rest of the day, and I will see you all in the next video.